Well, welcome back to Culture Makers. I'm your host, Vince Parker, here with Ariana Lane.
Hey
Ariana,
guys,
how you doing?
Really good. Happy to be
Excellent.
back.
Oh, be back. Where'd you go?
Well, just on Culture Makers.
Oh, back on Culture Makers.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know it's officially Christmas time now?
It is.
Because Thanksgiving is over.
Yeah, I know. I feel like there's a couple more days for me personally. I gotta get into the Christmas spirit.
Have you even pulled your decorations out to put them up?
You know, we haven't yet. I feel like that's bad, but we haven't yet.
I haven't either.
Okay.
Are you listening to Christmas music?
Yes, because this weekend I watched church online and Life.Church Christmas music was playing.
Okay, shout out to Church
Spotify.
Online, Life.Church Church Online.
Yeah.
Check that Spotify playlist
It's great.
out.
It's great.
How was your Thanksgiving? Was it good?
It was really good. What about yours?
It was great, but I saw a really sad one
Okay.
on TikTok.
Oh, yes.
Did you see that?
I did.
So apparently this young lady made Thanksgiving for 20, 30 friends.
Yeah.
And no one showed up.
I know. Those kinds of things really get me. I'm a big feeler. And man, I just wanted to jump through the screen and hang out with this girl and come to her Friendsgiving. But I mean, it makes me just want to check in on my friends. Holiday season, Christmas season, I feel like some people can feel lonely at times. It's not always a super happy time for everyone. So it just made me want to check in on the people that I love.
I love that response. I love how you're I just didn't feel bad for her, but it made me want to check in. So I think that's a great reminder that when things we see bother us, there's something we can do about it. Maybe not for that person, but we can check on other people, because there are people who have lost loved ones, and this time of year is really painful. So that's
so
good.
True.
Ariana, see, she's the real deal. Y'all know that. Best in the biz. Just really great friend. Now, here's a question though. Did you think it was real or staged?
I don't know. Part of me feels like people will do anything on TikTok to get people to watch their video, so it could have been. But that makes me feel really horrible if she legitimately was having the worst Friendsgiving ever, and people are like, this is fake, you know?
Yeah. That's
so we will never know.
We'll never know, but hey, shout out, check on your friends. That's crazy to make that happen. Lots of upsets this weekend in college football. Were you a college football person this weekend?
Yes, just for this weekend I was. Huge Oklahoma State fan, and they won.
They did, because this is rivalry weekend, so you had OU, OSU, and OSU won.
Yep.
And then all the OU fans were upset because their head coach is leaving.
Yeah.
He's going to hang out with Snoop Dogg.
He was like, bye.
Yeah, I think maybe if Snoop Dogg had been a fan of the Oklahoma Sooners, Lincoln Riley would have stayed.
Just be a fan of what Snoop Dogg's a fan of.
I'm making that up. I don't know. I'm just trying to make all the OU fans feel better. To be it's not you. It's just that Snoop Dogg
think it's them.
is a. Oh. All right. Did you see the Auburn-Alabama game?
No, I did not.
4 overtimes.
Oh.
Yes. Never give up. Less than a minute left. Alabama was down. Game was pretty much sewed up. Auburn, unranked team, was going to win on their home field. Alabama comes back and scores. First overtime, scores. Second overtime, they both score. Took 4 overtimes. Lessons there, never give up.
Wow.
Shout out to all the Michigan fans, because you guys took out Ohio State. Whew. Sorry, Buckeyes. So a lot of great rivalry games this weekend. So did you watch football this weekend, Thanksgiving weekend?
Yeah, let us know.
Christmas is here. Now here's a question, because last week, James Meehan said Black Friday is the devil's holiday, which I don't understand.
Such a bold statement.
Give the devil his day. He gets 2 days a year, Halloween and Black Friday. Let him have those days, and then we can celebrate Christmas.
We try to do some research. There's none out there that exists, so that's just one of those weird things that I'm going to say James says. I don't know, the James Meehan theology, whatever. But did you shop?
I did not, and here is why. In college and in high school, was working in retail.
Ooh.
And it kind of scarred me.
Where did you work at?
I worked first at Gymboree Baby Clothes Store.
That sounds like it'd be chaotic. I feel like some moms come in on Black Friday
But my
tackling each other.
longest retail stint was Old Navy.
The flip-flop store?
Oh, the flip-flop store. They would open on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I seen
all
that.
All night long.
Man.
Just continuous,
Did you have to actually work on Thanksgiving?
I did. Yeah. I did.
bad, I'm
So
sorry.
shout out to retail workers.
I don't know. I used to work at Target or Target.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I've seen people get tackled.
Yeah, I bet.
Is it worth tackling someone for a $100 TV?
No, I think.
You don't think it is?
No.
What if there's only one left and you want a TV?
No, I feel like the TV's not that important. I feel like we should really check ourselves. Like when you watch Black Friday stuff like Walmart, Target,
Right.
it's like it gets wild. And for what? I mean, for the deals, but then like if you get the TV, what happens after that?
Yeah, so what did you do on Black Friday? We think you should not tackle people, even though those videos are hilarious. Tragic loss this weekend. Virgil Abloh,
Yes.
creator of Off-White, designer for Louis Vuitton, DJ, friend to so many, passed away. Been fighting cancer for a couple of years now, lost the
right.
battle, but no one knew.
That blows my mind. I think that if I chose to do that, I do have a community that of close friends that would, not spill that secret. I
wouldn't
know.
tell nobody. I don't know if you would tell me, but I wouldn't tell nobody.
I would tell you for sure. I think
Yeah.
I would. I think it's amazing that he didn't share publicly just because that illness, I can imagine, really takes a toll on you. So
Yeah, and
for
not
him,
wanting everyone in your business.
yeah, that's so true. I totally get that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to share it. Like I
Yeah.
get it, because Chadwick Boseman was the same way.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
he did not share. No one outside the circle knew.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Virgil. But one thing that is bothering me about that when celebrities pass away, this happened with Kobe, if they are artists of something, people have gone out and buy their stuff like crazy
Yeah.
and take advantage of the market. And that, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, that does not sit well with me either. I mean, I feel like everybody is just too quick to try to make some money, even when somebody has passed away.
Yeah, I'm sad.
Sad.
I'm sad. So rest in peace, Virgil. Prayers to your friends and family. Man, such a tragic loss of a great creative person. All right, so let's go ahead and ask some questions from our students, or read some questions from our
Yes,
students. So we
favorite.
got Lara, or Lara, Lara.
Okay.
I apologize. You know I'm not good at enunciating names. She says, I know the Bible says to love people, but people annoy me. Whoa. I want to know how to love people better, and is this happens to anyone else? Sometimes I dislike myself for not being able to love the people the way I should be loved, or the way Jesus would love them. Thoughts?
Well, I definitely don't think she's alone. I think at times those around us can sometimes annoy us or get under our skin.
Full transparency. I know people who annoy me. You know who you are. Not your fault, Smith, but go
Do
ahead.
they know who they are? Do you let them know?
I think they know. I give them that look.
Sometimes when I feel frustrated or kind of annoyed, I really ask myself, like, am I being loving and patient with this person? And usually the answer is no. And that's why I'm getting really frustrated and annoyed with them. But I think you should always be honest. But there's a place to tell someone, like, hey, that kind of frustrated me when you did that. But other times, like, I just surrender it to the Lord and say, hey, I'm the one not being grace-filled or patient or loving with this person. So I kind of need to check myself instead of pointing my finger at them.
That's what I discovered. Generally, the things that I know about other people are personal to me and have more to do with my issues than that person. Because some of the things you're doing, there are groups of people who don't find those things annoying.
So true.
And there's a clear difference between, I would say, someone flicking you in your ear or punching you in the arm or yelling at you and doing things that are annoying where you're like, hey, you need to stop that, versus going, hey, I don't like the way that person's dressed, it annoys me, or I don't like the way that person's voice sounds, it annoys me, or I don't like whatever.
Yeah.
So there are things like that. So there's two different lanes here.
Yeah.
One is someone actually trying to annoy you on purpose, whether they realize they're doing it or not, and I think you should speak up, like you said. Or is it just personal, and they're doing something that you consider annoying, but they're not trying to annoy you. So, and in those situations, like Ariana says, we got to check ourselves and keep it moving. But Yeah, annoying people, you know
Good
who you
question.
are. Check yourselves. What do you do when people annoy you? Let us know in
Yeah.
the chat. How do you handle that? How do you handle it in a Christ-like manner? But Laura, don't feel alone. We've all been there.
Yes,
Just ask God
for
to
sure.
give you patience, and you might find yourself around some more people who will test your patience. But hey, He will do it. Daniel asks this question. Is it okay to be a part of more than one church or have more than one pastor?
You know, I have some friends who attend a different church than I do, or they're plugged in somewhere else. And there have been times where I will go watch them get baptized or be a part of something that's going on at their church. I think for me, it's been so beneficial to really plug in, though, to one church that I'm attending consistently every week, just because I've been able to find community. I love serving at the same place every single weekend and seeing the same families. I serve in Life Kids. Shout out to our Swerve students in Life Kids. But it's just kind of fun to plug in and plant roots somewhere. But I think that there's been times where I go support the capital C church, and that's great. What do you think?
I would agree with that 100%. Be all about the capital C church, but you have to plant roots someplace.
Yeah.
And so where's a place that you call your church home? In other words, where are you serving? Where are you being generous? Where are you finding community? That's great. And for you, maybe you're in a season of life where you find that at a couple of places. The difference would be church hopping to avoid doing those things. So it's more about being entertained by the messaging than it is about being transformed and convicted by the Word of God and what God's doing through that church and how God can use you in that church to make a difference in the community that church is in. So if you're planted, I think you're good. It'd be like saying, well, can I watch Hulu and Netflix, right? Can I have Apple TV and
or even
HBO
podcasts
Max?
now. You can listen to a bunch of different sermons and pastors every weekend if you wanted to, which is a blessing, but also shouldn't keep us from plugging in.
So, hey, this has been fun.
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah, thank you guys for all your questions. Remember, in the chat, ask your questions, drop a comment, and get ready for Christmas. Are you going to go set up Christmas tonight?
I should. I just need to do it.
Okay, well, we'll see. Hey, peace and love. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.